and she was afraid of his behavior. You see the mugshot, his eyes are like
bloodshot.
Yeah, I knew you was lit, boy. You can't.
Because he threatened her life.
And this ain't the first time she in some domestic stuff, G. That boy, Cowboy, he had got in trouble with her too. He like, G, you be bugging, acting like people not gonna bug back with you, G. Immediately they got into it. That's why they not together no more. And then same thing right here. They talking about, G, podcasting, lying on her, talking about she put his finger pointing at her in the face and she called 12. What you calling 12 because you got pointed in the face for? But hey, all this allegedly, G, I ain't even gonna say none of this happened for real.
Van Lathan has a really huge problem on his hands, and that problem is his co-host Rachel Lindsay. All right, now Van knows how much I love him, so this video is not towards Van at all. This video is towards the nonsense
talking about a horrible
we've been getting from Rachel Lindsay lately.
Lost all her fans.
This is absurd, and this has to
innocent
stop.
Man.
So this Marcellus Wiley situation really exposed the hand of Rachel Lindsay. Right? I think Rachel Lindsay despises black men. I think she hates us.
Why?
So Marcellus Wiley was arrested, recently for domestic violence in regards to his wife.
Don't nobody hate us,
now,
man.
They came,
love black people.
They heard both sides and they took him away, right? Despite the lack of evidence.
Former NFL player and sports analyst Marcellus Wiley is locked up in the Orange County Jail tonight. Jail records show that charge of domestic battery. He's being held on no bond. We're working to get more information as to what led up to his arrest.
A little lit.
When he was arrested, Rachel Lindsay, who by the way has a relationship or know Marcellus Wiley and his wife, took to her podcast with Van Lathan and boom! Oh, he did. All right? Not even giving this dude a chance, but nobody blamed her for doing that. You know why? Because, it's fair. If he was arrested and you believe that he was arrested for good cause because you know them both and you want to come on your podcast and speak on him in a fashion in which you speak on him, that's fair, right?
Fact.
But it's what happens afterwards that really boils my blood. Like, it makes me really pissed off.
There was enough for them to say, hey, he's a danger. In this situation, he needs to be removed, because that's one of the things that she asked. She asked that he would be removed from the hotel room, which he was. She says that she was afraid of them because he threatened her life, and she was afraid of his behavior. You see the mugshot, his eyes are like
bloodshot.
Yeah, I knew you was lit, boy. You can't.
And that's really all we have. Yeah, she said their 7-year-old daughter witnessed the incident. She said the daughter told deputies she did not touch her mother, but she did hear them arguing.
So did the daughter witness the incident or not?
She must have been like in another room or something.
Okay.
But like enough to hear,
right?
But not
that
to
there's
see.
a fracas going on, but like it was.
So they obviously. So that's adding to your question. Them gathering information on whether or not to remove him. So there was a witness who could hear something. Now, I don't know if she could hear what was being said. I don't know if she relayed that to the police officers. But she says she heard them arguing. And then you have what Anne-Marie says, clearly his eyes are bloodshot. It was enough for them to say.
Bloodshot eyes to me means nothing. Because even if he was drunk, that's not evidence that he did anything, right? But they took him. And as a woman, if you want to come on your show and chastise him and essentially say he's guilty before he has a chance in court because of the arrest, I can't blame you. Domestic violence is really sensitive. But what I have a problem with is, shortly after this podcast, the charges were dropped. Now, they weren't dropped because the wife
had to go do some
requested to drop the charges.
Boy.
It wasn't dropped because they reconciled. No. The wife of Marcellus Wiley, they are still going at it, right? They're still moving forward with this divorce. She still wants him in jail. But the charges were dropped, according to the prosecutors,
to a motherfucker
because
they want you in jail?
Nothing about the statements, nothing about the evidence cooperates a crime taking place, right? So there's no evidence, there's a lack of evidence, insufficient evidence, right, to warrant this charge. So why was he even charged in the first place? Again, this is just life in America for black men or men in general, right? A woman can call, literally make something up and get you arrested. Like, it's crazy, right? But they eventually did what was right. And they admitted, there's no evidence here. There's no proof this dude did anything wrong. And the charges were dropped.
Gets me. Look at that. Stuck on his damn mug shot. Anyway, that mug shot triggered me. 51 years young, and then this is how, The following states prosecutors declined to file charges because testimonial evidence received is not corroborated by any physical or other evidence and is therefore insufficient to obtain a conviction. I'm going to read that again because we're going to read that again. Testimonial evidence, that means what y'all were saying, received is not connected to reality, corroborated by any, look at the words, choice words. This is legal now. They don't play with their words. Any physical, okay,
TMZ,
or
boy.
other evidence.
How is it that they got the information for before everybody, man? How do TMZ know when to post at the exact moment for everybody to see, man? It's something behind them scenes that we don't know of, bro. But people ain't saying nothing about that.
Any physical or other means all things of evidence. Nothing. Nothing. And is therefore insufficient to obtain a conviction. You're damn right. We ain't got nothing. We just got you waking up and saying, hey, he did something. Just like right now, I could just say to all of y'all, y'all did something. Then what? Thanks for the super chat. I'm going to get to it. I'm in a zone right now. In other words, it sounds like prosecutors didn't feel there was enough evidence for an easy conviction.
Hey, buddy look like Jody, boy.
No, they did not.
Just because motherfucker bald, G.
This picture right here. Let me tell you what's interesting about this picture.
What's interesting?
Another trigger.
The charges were dropped. That's the exoneration right there. That is the exoneration right there.
Wait, if the charges was dropped, though, that mean why would she go on podcast saying that then? That don't make sense, bro. What y'all think? Let me know. Y'all think she lying in the comments, bro? Or nah?
Right? She didn't say that he beat her up. So what she told the police was he pointed his finger in her face and his finger made contact with her face.
What, boy?
Which I doubt it. But anyways, the charges were dropped, right? Now, my question is, if charges being dropped, if you not being prosecuted is enough, then where do you prove your innocence at? If you being in a court of law and having the charges dropped and walking away innocent is not enough to prove your innocence, then where could Marcellus Wiley prove that he's not a woman beater at? In what court? In a court of public opinion? Because apparently his charges being dropped was not enough for Rachel Lindsay. Rachel Lindsay came back on her show and was probably even harsher on him this time around than she was before. She was still talking about Marcellus as if he's guilty, bringing up old things that he's never been charged with. Old accusations that he's never been charged with.
Bring us some
old accusations that the police have never found credible enough to charge him with anything.
Happened, they took him in. Now, I don't know if you saw Anna Marie's statement, but she said the only reason it got dropped, it was something about she wasn't aware of a court date and or a hearing or something, and she didn't participate, and now she's been trying to get in touch with the DA's office.
Hold on, this ain't the first time she in some domestic stuff, G. That boy, Cowboy, he had got in trouble with her too. He like, G, you be bugging, acting like people not gonna bug back with you, G. Immediately, they got into it. That's why they not together no more. And then same thing right here. They talking about, G, podcasting, lying on her, talking about his finger pointing at her in the face, and she called 12. What you calling 12 because you got pointed in the face for? But hey, all this allegedly, G, I ain't even gonna say none of this happened for real.
So now the burden of proof is on her, right?
Dropped for a reason.
So now that his charges are dropped and she claims that he's still guilty, the burden of proof isn't on him to prove that he's innocent. His charges were dropped. He's an innocent man. Until those charges are picked back up, he's innocent. And it should have been he's innocent until a conviction happens. But now that the charges are dropped, he's innocent. It's now on to the accuser to prove that he's guilty. But Rachel Lindsay is treating the accuser as if her word is law.
Crazy.
As if there's an automatic assumption she's telling the truth. And Marcellus Wiley is this monster. And I'm asking Rachel Lindsay, again, I'm going to pose the question to Rachel Lindsay, and hopefully they address this.
They not gonna
if the court of law is not where you prove your innocence at, then where can Marcellus Wiley prove his innocence?
On social media?
Or are you saying that if one or two people accuse you of something, if multiple people accuse you of something, Rachel Lindsay, you're automatically guilty? Is that what you're...
Look, y'all gotta think, G. Social media get billions of views every single day. So if you got a following, you known, G. People know you, right? You say something out in the public that, you feel me, ain't getting heard for real, then it get heard all over the world. They gonna immediately, hey, he low-key speaking facts. Let's take it to account what he's saying. Let's see if that's some evidence up in there. Hey, he known. Let's go ahead and give him a chance. They let him plead his little deal. Immediately, he got bail, boy. Not even got the charges against him. G. Whole dropped him, innocent.
Because if that's the
like
standard,
that,
boy, you're in a lot of trouble. You are a literal celebrity. You're in a lot of trouble if that's your standard.
But just because that was dropped, I mean, like the allegation was that he poked her cheek and he threatened her verbally. Yeah, like somebody would have to necessarily be in the room. A cheek poke of the cheek, there is not any physical evidence, but just because it was dropped, because they don't feel like they have enough to prove their case, doesn't mean it didn't happen. And that's just that. Let's just say it was dropped. He's using the dropping of this Florida incident to define everything of their marriage and relationship together and who he is in totality as a person.
Yeah, if charges got dropped because I'm innocent and a woman who claims to be my wife lied on me and got me arrested and I go to jail for the first time in my life, my 51 years on earth, this is the first time I'm in a prison because of this woman or jail because of this woman? Yeah, she's the worst person I know. Yeah, she is a devil.
He got
to
a
me.
point. He got a point.
This is a person that I would hate until my grave if I'm Marcella's wife.
Man.
Yes. Yeah, this must be a defining moment for him. This is a defining moment in how he defines her. Whatever he knew her to be, for the tenure of their marriage, that goes out the window. The moment you lie on me and put me in jail for something I didn't do, that right there is how I define you forever.
Brody, that happened in billions, G. Put that man in jail, G. He like, boy, I'm not going with you no more. Instantly divorce. It get like
I don't
that.
care if we had 20 years of being perfect.
Don't even
the
lie,
moment you come out your body to lie on me and put me in jail for something that I didn't do,
that line shit
that's your character from that point forth. I don't care about the history. That's your character now. You are a liar. You're evil. You are willing to see the father of your kids in a jail cell over lies, regardless of the implications and the repercussions of your kids having to see their daddy mugshot. Their father, by the way, who has been a model citizen who's never been to jail. Your kids got to see that example of their father. You was okay with that over a lie.
Crazy. They don't be caring. They don't know what generational wealth
But Rachel Lindsay is defending this behavior.
They don't be knowing the true power of the two household, man. Two-parent household. Because if they did...
Issues is with black men. I just don't, bro. I just don't, man. To say and do something this evil is crazy, bro. Yo, this man was exonerated. What else do you want?
He is using this to say that she's a liar. He is literally jumping for joy and relishing in the fact, which is very telling of his character. The fact that these charges were dropped. It's one thing. It's nothing wrong if he's like, these charges were dropped. I hope to continue to fight my case and prove my innocence. If that's something that he did, but that's not what he did. He shit on her. He centered himself and said there are real victims when someone makes false allegations. He's the victim. He does a hashtag that says men too. Mm-hmm. You have old allegations out there, not one, not two, not three, 4, from 4 different women. And you want to use a hashtag that says men too? Tell me you don't care about the seriousness of what's there that's surrounding you and what you are being accused of. And in addition to this, she's, in her divorce pleadings has talked about a history of different types of, and to me, making light of it or erasing using this to define everything, not only is problematic, not only doesn't give us any evidence that what she's saying isn't true, it's just also just so irresponsible and really speaks to how I'm sorry, bad of a person Marcellus Wiley is. It really does. Even if none of it was true, I just couldn't imagine that like other people would act like this. They would just say, I'm going to prove myself. You soon will see. He is using every opportunity to on her that he can. And that's really telling in how he's acting in all of this. Dropping of a case does not mean that you're completely innocent of everything over the last 14 years or however long they've been together.
Let's break it down in sections so we could really break down how insane this woman is. The first aspect of this, you got 4 allegations from 4 quote-unquote women or fans he dealt with. He is a pro NFL player who played for a decade plus in the NFL. Yeah, women are going to accuse you of things, okay? That's usually how that works, right? When they want to get some money up out of you. None of those cases has ever gotten him charged criminally. He's never been charged. He's never been convicted. So again, Rachel Lindsay, if the justice system, if the courts is not how I prove my innocence, then where do I prove my innocence? On your podcast? Secondly, she goes, even if he's innocent, how he's reacting is telling. What? So if he's innocent of a woman lying on him and sending him to jail and risk ruining his public reputation, his name, and the brand he worked for his entire life, he's wrong for celebrating his charges being dropped and her being proven as a liar? What world do you live in? As a matter of fact, bro, I pray and hope that somebody hit Rachel Lindsay with false allegations because I want to see how she responds to it. Damn. I want to see if she would have the level of empathy for somebody lying on her and trying to destroy her life that she wants Marcellus Wiley to have.
And don't nobody want that happening.
Absurd.
To them,
then she says, well, these charges being dropped does not mean that, that her story of the whole 14 years of the man, huh? He's not being charged with the entire 14 years. If he did something to her over 14 years, then tell her to come to the altar and get him charged for it. But if he ain't charged for it, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, bruh.
For real.
That man proved himself. He proved himself innocent. The charges got dropped. There was no evidence. And let him be an innocent man, bruh. But the more I see you attack this man, bruh, I got to ask, what are your motives, bro? What do you have against this man and black men in general? Why? I don't understand that, bro. Why, Rachel? Why?
For real, boy. She gonna be on straight dirt.
Bro, I'm not even gonna bring up the fact that she's a divester and like that don't matter, bro. Like that's her personal life. Who she marries is who she marries, bro. But this is just so telling.
Hey, more of the story, G. It's to the point where ain't nothing for forever, boy. You gotta always. Damn, that question everything we don't even know, G. What y'all think about this, man? Don't forget to put it in the comment. Don't forget to leave that like, share, comment, subscribe, man. Milli Mari.